In a quiet village far, far away, there was once a beautiful woman named Maria. Her beauty was unrivaled, and she captivated the heart of a wealthy man. Together, they had 2 children who were the light of her life. But Maria was not happy. And it's said, the mother whispered, leaning in closer, that to this day Maria, now known as LaLlorona, wanders the riverside at night, searching for her children. If you listen closely on quiet nights, you can still hear her crying. And this is bedtime story about LaLlorona. My darling, do you know why Maria was not happy? The mother whispered softly, her voice like a breeze passing through the curtains. Because even though she had her children, and she loved them dearly, her husband began to drift away. At first, the man showered Maria with gifts and affection, but as the years passed, his visits grew less frequent. He stayed away for longer and longer, and Maria, once full of joy, began to crumble. One day, the man came back, the mother continued, her voice trembling, as if she herself felt Maria's sorrow, but not to see Maria. He came with another woman, a woman far younger, far more beautiful, and he ignored Maria completely, as if she was just a ghost. Maria stood at the riverbank with her children, watching the man ride away with the new woman. Tears rolled down her cheeks, blurring her vision. She didn't feel the soft tug of her children on her dress, asking her to come home. Something snapped in Maria's heart, the mother said, her voice barely audible. She could no longer bear the weight of her despair. In her mind, a dark thought formed, and it whispered to her. With trembling hands, Maria led her children closer to the river. The water flowed gently, reflecting the setting sun. "Hush, my darlings," she said softly, but her voice was not the gentle voice of a mother. It was cold, detached. "Everything will be all right." The mother paused for a moment, and the child in the bed stirred uneasily. "What happened next, Mama?" the child asked, their eyes wide. With a sigh, the mother looked down at her child and continued. Maria pushed her children into the river, watching as the water swallowed them whole. The current was swift, and soon they were gone. But the moment they disappeared, Maria realized what she had done. The mother's voice quivered, as if she too could feel Maria's sudden horror. She screamed, a cry so filled with anguish that it echoed through the valleys and rivers. She ran to the water, searching, but it was too late. Driven mad by grief, Maria wandered the riverbanks, calling out for her children. "Ay, mis hijos," she cried again and again, her voice haunting the night. "And it's said," the mother whispered, leaning in closer, "that to this day Maria, now known as LaLlorona, wanders the riverside at night, searching for her children. If you listen closely on quiet nights, you can still hear her crying." The child pulled the blanket up to their chin, their eyes wide with fear. "But Mama," they asked, voice trembling, "why doesn't she just move on?" The mother's face softened, a sad smile playing on her lips. "Ah, that's the mystery, my love. LaLlorona is trapped in a never-ending loop, her soul forever tied to the river where her children were lost." But then the mother's eyes darkened, as if she knew something more. "You see," she continued softly, "there's one part of the story people don't tell you. Some say that on the night LaLlorona drowned her children, she wasn't alone." The child blinked, confused. "What do you mean, Mama?" The mother hesitated, as if unsure whether to go on. "They say someone else was there watching, but no one knows who it was." The child, now curious, leaned closer. "Who, Mama?" But the mother only smiled, her voice lowering to a whisper. "That, my dear, is the question. Some say it was the shadow of a man who appeared just as her children were taken by the river. Some believe it was her husband. But there are others who think it was not a man at all, something darker, something ancient. She paused, her eyes gazing out the window, as if the answer was hidden in the night. "But here's the real mystery, my darling," the mother said with a glint of mischief. "What if it wasn't Maria who drowned her children? What if the man, or that dark figure, was the one who did it? And Maria, poor Maria, has been crying for the wrong reason all these years." The child's breath hitched, fear and confusion swirling in their mind. But why would they say it was her? The mother tucked the blanket under the child's chin and kissed their forehead. "Because sometimes, my love, the truth gets lost in the darkness. And LaLlorona's cries, they hide more than just her sorrow." As she stood up to leave, the mother glanced over her shoulder, her voice a mere whisper. "Good night, my love. And remember, if you ever hear her cry at night, don't go near the river, for you see she's still searching, and who knows, maybe she's looking for someone else now." With that, the room fell into an eerie silence, the shadows on the walls seeming to shift, as if they too held secrets. The question lingered in the air like the mist over the river. Was LaLlorona truly guilty, or was she just another victim? And so, the cries of LaLlorona continue to echo through the ages. Her sorrow, her guilt, or perhaps her innocence. But the true question remains. Was it truly her hand that led her children into the cold embrace of the river? Or was there something darker lurking in the shadows, pulling the strings of fate? The river keeps its secrets, and LaLlorona wanders still, searching for answers that may never come. But remember, if you ever hear her wail on a quiet night, do not follow the sound. For those who seek the truth of LaLlorona may find themselves lost forever in the mist of the unknown. Thank you for watching, and until next time, stay curious, stay cautious, and beware the river's edge, for you never know what might be waiting just beneath the surface.